took ayahuasca too, and ayahuasca really. You want to talk about how that helps you realize?
Sure. When it comes to the sacred plants, it's really deep. You have to. You got to be open-minded. And you have to be positive about the experience where you go in. But the plant, what it did when I took the ayahuasca, it broke it down to me on how I was actually the God of everything in this reality. And the thing is, it's not just me. It's not just Zen Mommy. It's not just our little son here. It's everybody. Everybody is a God in their own reality. You're actually manifesting us all as gods at the same time. That's how powerful we are. Like, I'm manifesting her as a God. She's manifesting me as a God. Ayahuasca broke that down to me. Nobody told me that. Ayahuasca was the one. And ayahuasca is also us. So she told me that, the plant told me, I'm you. You're telling yourself this right now. You're breaking this to yourself right now. You have to be open to understand that. And it takes time, so take your time with it. You don't have to commit to it immediately. Just take your time and just be open-minded. But it definitely made it clear to me.
And it's not like a big deal. Like, so when you're dealing with people who are like religious and whatnot, who are completely against you, kind of like they are stuck, their mind is stuck in like one way of thinking. And it's not like that. It's more like when you come into this awakening, you accept oneness even more. You accept that God is one and God is everything and God is omnipresent. And if God is omnipresent and everywhere, see, in the law of physics, no two particles can occupy the same space. So if God is omnipresent, we're occupying his space. So therefore, we are God. It's really a oneness thing. And that was the first thing that I accepted, is I started to see oneness in everything. Oneness in nature, oneness in just knowing that everything was just a part of a beautiful creation. And then I had this out of body experience one night, and I think that sold me on it. Like, I had this feeling where I went out of my body and I knew exactly everything. But I was scared. I had that at the beginning of my awakening. I said nobody will believe me, so I kept it to myself. I didn't talk about it. And then I heard other spiritual people would always say, oh, we're all God anyway. But no one actually goes out. A lot of people claim that we're all God, but nobody claims himself as God. And see, the thing is, once I started to learn that having an outside God actually disempowers you. You see, now that you internalize God, you realize you're the creator of your reality. You're making this happen. And whether you're having a good day, a bad day, you're creating the whole experience. And that was the one thing that ayahuasca also taught me. Like, when I went into the plant, like, she showed me completely. When I had my out-of-body experience where I went to, you want to call it the other side, another dimension, I completely was all consciousness there. And coming back from that, I still saw, like, I'm not completely there where, see, when you come back, how do I explain this? When I felt like my whole consciousness was open up, I didn't have any blocks into what I believed. I could be here, present in this earth, and present in another dimension at the same time. And so that's what ayahuasca can do for you. It can open up your mind to, like, see it all, see all possibilities. But when you start to come back into regular life here, you start to get blocked with your regular belief system. So a lot of things about this journey is about the belief system. So being a creator God, I feel like this is a belief system. Every belief system in this reality, whether you choose to be a Jehovah's Witness, Christian, that's a belief system you chose. And as I said in that video, like, if your belief system is working for you and you're seeing results and you're happy, why not stick with it? But if you decide to empower yourself and decide to take control of your reality, then you're actually changing your experience and you're not being a victim anymore. You're understanding when something bad happens to you, that is a result of the energy that you've put out. You have anything to add?
Yes, I was kind of watching him.
Okay, I'll watch him. You can talk. Sorry about that. We got a baby.
Come here.
I'm trying to get. What is it?
Sorry.
Yes, you're done. There you go.
Okay, so I wanted to expand upon, when Zen Mommy just said, when you put the God outside of yourself, right? Okay, let me break it down to you real quick. Tell you the truth. You're the God of your reality, whether you like it or not, or whether you believe it or not. So the moment you decide, or if you were raised up in a religion or a belief system that has told you that you're not a God, you're just a regular human, you're just a regular person, the God is outside of you, the God inside of you hears that and will manifest that for you. So it will place that God. Your God power has now been lost. It's been not lost, but it's been misplaced. You don't know where it's at now. You actually placed it in another thought form, which could be any of the messiahs, any of the leaders in these religions. So if you believe in, we'll just say, for example, Jesus. And no offense to anybody who believes in Jesus, but that's what I grew up in, so that's why
we both had the same background.
Right. I'm not knocking Jesus or anything like that, but I'm just saying that once I realized, when I put my power into Jesus, Jesus was doing miracles in my life for me. I realized that later on, but back when I was a Christian, I was a diehard believer in it, because it was like, okay, Jesus came through for me. I prayed to Jesus, and Jesus provided everything. But then I started to realize that sometimes he didn't provide things, and it'd be based off of what I was thinking, like, oh, I'm doubting Jesus or I'm doubting my God. And when I started realizing, okay, when I started realizing, become more conscious, I started realizing that it was because of me. Because I believed that Jesus would do it, Jesus did it. Or if I didn't believe Jesus wouldn't do it, it wouldn't happen. So that helped me figure it out as well. And sometimes, you guys probably been through life and realize that the God that you might serve might not actually come through for you in whatever you're praying for. And it's not, and then you would fault that God. Oh, this God isn't real. It's not that. It's that you're doubting yourself. Your higher self is trying to tell you that it's you, and you have to take the power. You got to take control. Take your power back into making this reality what you want. Because you can do anything. You can turn any negative situation around, any situation that you want to get out of, you can turn it around. But you have to take full responsibility for what has happened already in your life and what's going to happen, what's currently happening. And then you'll be able to start shifting things around consciously instead of manifesting on default mode. Default mode is when the society has taught you how to think, taught you what to believe, and that's your settings. It's like the settings in your phone when you first get a new phone. You got the default settings. It does this, it does that. And I just got a new phone, and I'm just looking online all the other settings that you can get, and got the phone completely different.
Stop it.
I got it taken off the default settings. So you got to take yourself. You got to take. Thank you, Storm.
Go ahead, I got him.
You have to take your subconscious mind, your spirituality off of the default mode, okay? And
that's what being awake and aware is all about.
Right, and do not worry about what other people say about it. You have to take ownership of your godhood. Don't let anybody bring you down. Don't be afraid. And I know sometimes it can feel alone. You can feel alone. Like I definitely felt alone before I was Zen mommy. But you have to be strong and hang in there, and you will manifest and attract like-minded people, like spirit people. Your spirit group, your spirit family, your soul family, whatever you want to call it, will manifest. But you have to believe it. Just like you have faith in those religions, you have to have all that faith into yourself and to everything.
You realize you have the power. It's
Right.
all in your hands. Like you, the one who decided to come incarnate in Earth in the first place. Like you specifically wanted this experience for whatever reason. If you're here as a starseed to raise a vibration as humanity, if you're as a human and you just wanted to be a human, I mean that happens. But they created that. The religions are created for their experience, and the ones that are in those religions, that's what they chose to. A lot of the religions are default settings. By default, I was in a religious I was in a foster family that took me to a Christianity church that happened to be a cult. And my default settings were I was talking to him this morning about how hard-coded my default settings in religion is. It took me I was so skeptical. Even now, sometimes I fight with my ego about a lot of this my spiritual abilities. I get a lot of dreams and visions, and I'll try to talk myself out, and like my ego will try to talk me out of like, no, you know, what if you're gonna go to hell anyway in the end? You know, that's a default setting. It's a misaligned belief system. Where is he at? Okay.